Please like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and please press the bell icon so that you get to know when my latest video has come. And to learn more and to find a video relevant to you, please do check out my videos list.
Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel Astro. Every now and then I get questions based on horoscopes that people ask me not only about themselves, but they also sometimes ask, how will my husband be doing, how will my children be doing, is my mother going to do okay, is my father going to do okay, and so on. Now a few things here to clarify. Firstly, your horoscope does tell some things or some probabilities about a certain relationship, how it may manifest, and how the relationship or the situations or conditions with the particular person may also manifest. However, there are no guarantees in your horoscope, especially if your horoscope shows some signs of a relationship or the person related to the relationship getting affected, but the person's own horoscope is a very, very strong horoscope. Then while the probabilities are there, but the person's horoscope may prevent that probability from happening, and that's why we also match horoscope before getting married. The reason being is that if in one person's horoscope it shows, for example, big challenges in the relationship or in marriage, for example, but in the partner's horoscope the relationship shows very, very strong and the relationship is stable and will be doing good, then to a large extent the challenges which the first person's horoscope was showing are negated, because the other person's strength in that particular area negates or reduces the chance of a big challenge. At best there may be small issues which may happen in the relationship, but which relationship does not go through its own ups and downs, yet the relationship is protected. So by virtue of basing only your horoscope to see the results of others is not completely correct, will not give you completely right results or most appropriate results, and the probability of the event also happening gets greatly reduced because the other person's horoscope may be very, very strong. Your own horoscope may give a higher probability about results to you, but not so much to others. However, there are certain areas which may show whether the relationship itself is very, very strong, but the person related to the relationship may go through challenges. For example, your horoscope may show that the relationship with the father could be a great relationship, but father himself may go through challenges or issues, and so on for other relations also. Again, no guarantee, but at least the tendencies can be seen. And so what happens is that if the relationship is going to be a great relationship, but the challenges are going to be to that person, then you can easily look into the horoscope of the other person and also look at the timing of when the challenge can happen, and then pre-warn the person that, be careful on this area, that area, whatever. Secondly, you can also validate from the other person's horoscope whether there is a higher chance or probability of that event happening. Say for instance, if your horoscope shows that the relationship with the father can be great, however the father may go through issues and challenges with the law or to his health or hidden enemies and so on, then this could coincide with a certain dasha period, with a certain antar dasha and a certain transit which may also happen. So all you need to do is then look into the horoscope of the father and then see if the chances are higher for that event to be happening, and if you see that, then the person can be more careful. However, if the father's own horoscope is very, very strong, doesn't show any such signs, then to a large extent the probability of that event are reduced. Sometimes it also shows your fears from a certain tendency. For example, if your father is somebody who is very, very adventurous and likes to go for adventures, likes to go bungee jumping, likes to jump out of a plane, likes to do paragliding, and is a very, very adventurous person, so there may always be this fear from you or within you that something may happen to your father, and that can manifest in your horoscope by virtue of you being more fearful of about how that particular thing may turn out to the father. And so your horoscope may show tendencies, but if the father's horoscope is very, very strong, he may go through some near misses also, as it's called. So if you are an adventurous person, you're doing all sorts of adventure, there may be small misses here and there. You get a knock, but you're okay. You may get a fall, but you're okay. At best you may sprain an ankle or break a bone, but you're more or less okay. So that will always manifest. So how do you see through your horoscope that the relationship is going to be great? The relationship may not go through big challenges. However, the person related to that relationship may have some challenges, or the person in that relationship may go through ups and downs and challenges. So now that you're talking about the father, let's take that as an example in your horoscope. Now, one easy way to see whether the relationship is going to be intact but the person may go through challenges is through seeing the relationship between the house which constitutes the relationship and the Lagna Lord of that house. So here, by virtue of looking for father and manifestations of the father, the 9th house and the 9th Lord become very, very important, and the Karaka of the relationship also becomes very, very important. So to look at results for father, you need to look at how strong is the 9th house itself. So if the 9th house itself is very, very strong, benefits are placed in the house, that too not just natural benefit but also functional benefits should be placed, because sometimes natural benefits can also turn out to be functional malefics for a certain ascendant. So if natural benefits as well as functional benefits are placed in the house, then the relationship is intact, or the relationship will not go through huge ups and downs. There may be not challenges or a fallout with the father, not on talking terms with the father, or father going away or separating from you, or you losing father at an early age. So that is not that is more protected, because the 9th house itself is very, very strong and there are benefits placed there. However, if the Lagna Lord of the 9th house that gets into challenging areas, then it shows that father may go through challenges, issues, ups and downs himself. Say for example, for a Capricorn ascendant native, if the 9th Lord, which is Mercury, because the 9th sign is Virgo, that goes into the 12th house in the sign of Sagittarius. Now the sign of Sagittarius is an inimical sign to Mercury, and for a Capricorn ascendant native, Mercury also rules your 6th house. And so if the 9th Lord, which is also the 6th Lord here, that goes into the 12th house in an inimical sign, then it could show challenges to the father, distance from the father, or father running into challenges, or health issues also. Now these have to be compounded by some malefic aspects or conjunctions with the with Mercury also, with the 9th Lord also. Say for example, if Ketu gets placed with Mercury in the 12th house in Sagittarius, or if Saturn aspects the 12th house, or if Mars gets placed in the 12th house along with Mercury, then there could be greater challenges. Mars means there could be hidden enemies, or there could be challenges to the father's health through accidents or surgeries that the father may go through, or hidden enemies who are going to trouble your father. However, if Ketu aspects Mercury, or Ketu is placed with Mercury in the 12th house, this could mean that father goes through long bouts of challenges, issues in his life, and so it could be long illness also, out of which the father is not able to come out. Saturn's aspect, or Saturn being placed with Mercury, could show that for a long period of time father is away from you and you are not getting enough time from your father, you are missing your father. So that which means the relationship is intact, that's why you are missing your father, but father is away for a long period of time and you are not able to access your father, not able to spend enough time with the father, not able to meet father. So different denotations will give you different results also. However, the more number of malefics which get associated with the 9th Lord, stronger is the challenge that will come to the father, and the more benefics get associated with the 9th house, the relationship is going to be intact. Now on top of that, the placement and the situation of the sun is very, very important, because sun is the karaka of father. So for a Capricorn ascendant native, sun rules the 8th house, and because it rules the 8th house, sun also gets into a challenging situation, then the challenges to the father are seen stronger, because of the 8th lord is involved here. So if sun goes into the, say for example, the 2nd house in Aquarius, so now that the sun has gone into an inimical sign, it could be seen that there could be challenges or issues to father, or because of livelihood issues, because 2nd house is also livelihood or earning, and 9th lord has gone into the 12th house, father could be away from you at least for some period of time, and you don't have access. This could also be more during the childhood, because sun has gone into the 2nd house. That means during childhood you may have had access to the father, but as you grew up, their distance with father kept on increasing, your access to the father was reduced, and there was a time where you had hardly any access to the father. On the other hand, if the 8th lord's sun here goes into the 6th house in the sign of Gemini for a Capricorn ascendant native, while Mercury, which is the 9th lord, goes into the 12th house. So here it shows that there is a long illness to the father, because the 8th lord has gone into the 6th house of sickness, and the 9th lord itself, which denotes father, has gone into the 12th house. That means through a long sickness, father is bedridden or father is hospitalized, and you don't have access to father also. In certain situations, if Rahu gets involved in the mix, there could also be that while you love your father, while the relationship is intact, but father could be gone for a long period of time, he is away in foreign lands and he's not able to come back, you're not able to go there, and in certain situations, if more than 2 or 3 malefics get involved, both with the sun in the 6th house and with Mercury in the 12th house, then father could even be incarcerated or face issues with law and order, and to a remote extent even be jailed. That could also be seen, but that is a very, very strong denotations, and multiple things should happen for that event to happen. However, father definitely is seen in a challenging situation if both, specifically for a Capricorn ascendant native, both sun goes into a challenging situation and the 9th lord goes into a challenging situation, while the 9th house is protected. So if the house is very, very strongly protected, then the relationship is intact, and if the house lord and the karaka both are in a bout of trouble or tough placement with negative aspects involved, then the person who denotes the relationship is going through challenges. And similarly you see for the relationship with mother, similarly you see for children also. For mother, it is the 4th lord going into challenging situations and moon getting into challenging situations, which shows that the issue is with mother, or mother is going through some tough placements, especially if the 4th house is very, very strong, but the 4th lord goes into a challenging situation, then it could be a problem. For example, for Aries ascendant native, if there are 2 benefics placed in the Cancer sign, then the relationship is protected. But if moon goes into the 8th house in Scorpio, where it gets debilitated, plus if you also see that there are any malefics which are also involved aspecting moon or placed with moon in the 8th house, then the challenges to the mother, or the probability of issues to the mother or challenges to the mother are increased, whereas the relationship is protected. So you love your mother, you care for your mother, you want to be with the mother, but mother is going through ill health or issues or challenges or distance from you, and somehow the access that you need to have, the happiness that you need to get from the mother, you are not able to get enough. Same thing with the children. You see the 5th house lord, status of the 5th house, and you see Jupiter, which is the karaka of children. For elder siblings, you see the 11th house lord, and you also see Saturn. For younger siblings, you see third house lord, and you also see Mercury, and to an extent you also see Mars. So this is how the horoscope is throwing up different relationship, different challenges, different negative aspects. You will be able to fathom whether the relationship itself is going through a challenge or not, and whether the person denoting the relationship is going through a challenge. But on the other hand, if the ninth house is impacted strongly and the ninth lord is strongly impacted, then it could mean that both the relationship has gone through a challenge, because you have a problem with the relationship directly, and the person denoting the relationship, your father, is also running into problems. So it could be that father has run into trouble, and because of which you have a bad relationship with the father and you don't have access to the father, and a father has been abusive, father is somebody who drinks a lot, and so you don't get along with the father, and then you separate, and then eventually something may happen to the father. On the other hand, father may be all good, but the relationship goes through a challenge, because of which you don't have access to the father, but that is more when the ninth house is severely impacted, but the ninth lord is placed well. That means the relationship is strongly impacted. Now the ninth house alone getting impacted could also mean challenges with studies, could also be challenges with gurus, challenges going abroad also, and hence both the not just the situation of the ninth house alone, but also the karaka, which is sun, is also seen to denote which of the two is more strong. However, as a generic rule, the ninth house or the house ruling a certain relationship, if it is strong, then the relationship is intact. There is not much problem with the relationship itself or your relationship with the person. However, the person will go through a problem if the lord of that house and the karaka of the house has impacted, severely impacted, especially with 2 to 3 malefics getting into the mix and the lord of the houses getting into dusthanas or into problem areas. So friends, whenever you have a doubt about how a relationship is going to go through and how your relationship with the person is going to go through, and whether the person himself will face challenges, issues, ill health, accidents, surgeries, fire accidents, whatever, do look into whether the house is strong enough or not, or the house lord and the karak of the house are severely impacted or not, and then look into for reference to the particular relationship person's horoscope, and then validate whether the situation is going to come about or not, so that you are able to pre-warn the person if at all. But if the horoscope is very, very strong, the dashas of the person and your horoscope dasha are not showing the same thing and a malefic thing, then nothing to worry about. Just being a little safe than sorry is going to be good enough. So friends, look into your own horoscopes and understand and manifest for yourself how certain relationship will turn out. Please like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the links given below. Till some other time, with some other video, this is your friend Astrology and Guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.